guys, I am back recording another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the new PvE event and tips and tricks how to get better at it. Especially when you get to the harder modes, it gets like insanely difficult. So this is some gameplay of my easy mode right now. And I'm playing Reinhardt, the other people are playing whatever they're else. I know I'm not the best Reinhardt, and I know I'm not the best player, but I feel like I can get some general tips on how to beat this thing, or just beat the entire PvE thing. So if you're, for example, a Tracer, and you're on easy mode, you can do whatever the heck you want, as long as you just don't go into big crowds, obviously. Easy mode is a pretty straightforward mode for everyone. You take out the things that need to be taken out, like for example the bomber that bombs the craft, and then like the big robots at the end or like really have a lot of health. But as Reinhardt, your main goal is to defend that payload and put your shield around it. When you start getting overloaded, you should just spray, like when you have your hammer, you want to like spin really hard and get like everything, because technically if you are playing Reinhardt, you can do a 360 and hit everyone around you. That's what you can do. So whenever you see those tiny little dinosaur things running at you and they're all circling it, make sure you sway across, because if you don't, then you won't get all of them at once. And I hope people already know that, because like that's what Reinhardt does, he sways. But that's his main goal, is to defend his teammates and the payload. If you're a Tracer, obviously that's a different goal. You're meant to go kill the robots and everything. And Torbjorn, he's just meant to put the turret on. If you anywhere to put the turret, just put it on the payload, because if you don't, then it's not the best place, because then, you know, just it won't be in the best place possible. Some of the turret, it's moving and it's more mobile. And the Tracer inside this right now, she's just going off doing her own thing, and if she needs help, she comes back or she recalls. But once you get into the harder levels again, like, you should really not go in as Tracer. You should probably stay around the Reinhardt shield, and same with Torbjorn, he should stay around the Reinhardt shield as well, and the Mercy should always be behind the Reinhardt shield no matter what, especially in the harder moments. If you're not, then that's really bad. And also, as a Reinhardt, you should always charge the Bastions if they are in their sentry mode. That will daze them after you hit them, and then all you have to do is wait for your team to follow you back. So the Tracer will be behind you when you charge him, and the Tracer will spray as soon as he hits him against the wall. You pull out your shield, the Tracer finishes the rest of the thing. But if you have those guys who have the shields, Reinhardt, he can't do much with it because it's just so much health. Same with Tracer, she has to get like all in his business. So you kind of got to rely on the Torbjorn and him, his shotgun sort of thing, his scrap gun, because he can do major damage on those things when he gets around them. So, okay, if you're a Mercy on there, make sure, again, you stay behind the enemy lines at all times. I see our Mercy inside of the thing right now is kind of shooting and trying to be as, like, what's the word? Trying to be very aggressive. You don't really want to do that in the higher levels, because they will easily, like, I know it will so easily hurt you. Once you start moving the payload, if that starts to happen, you gotta make sure Reinhardt is always on the payload. And right now, I haven't talked about the beginning, because the beginning is kind of straightforward. All you do is take the capture points, and it's not all that difficult. And pretty much Reinhardt shouldn't be doing anything at that point. He shouldn't be doing anything besides just holding his shield up if you're capturing the points. Because, again, like, you're not the main force. You do have a huge hammer. Like, I know it's tempting to go kill them, especially in easy mode. Like, you can do pretty much anything. Easy is just a little too easy. But if you're in the harder modes, like, you gotta make sure that you keep that barrier up all the time, and you gotta make sure you charge those Bastions. And if they're in their turret mode where they're shooting bombs, that's even worse. So you gotta make sure you hold your shield up. Or it's harder to pin them because they're moving, but Tracer should be able to take out that Bastion if she is, if it is in bombing mode. And those big bomb things that run towards the thing, you should charge those away from the payload. Always charge them away. If you don't, then they're probably going to get there before anybody else can kill them. So you should always charge that bomb away from the payload, because it will do massive damage, and you do not want that to happen. And okay, so if I were to give more tips, I don't know what I would be doing exactly, but Torbjorn, he should be always behind the Reinhardt shield. Like, he should always be on the Reinhardt shield, and Tracer should always be on the Reinhardt shield as well, especially in the harder modes. But if she needs to go get a pick and get some more robots, she can do that, but she's just got to be careful. And same with the Mercy. The Mercy isn't behind the shield inside the harder modes, and you're pretty much done for, because if she dies, you're screwed. You're just absolutely screwed. She's like your only health healer on the team. I'm going to touch on the ults when you get them. The Reinhardt should always use it, again, like, it's kind of obvious, like, always use your ult when there's people around, like, there's a large clump. But I would probably focus your ult on the harder robots at the end. I mean, you can always do it throughout the entire time, but you should really, really, really focus on the Aura 15s when they're there, because they can do massive damage, especially in harder modes, again. Always ult the Aura 15s if you can. Same with the Tracer, she should always ult the bigger and heavier robots. Like the Bastion, I think she should not waste her ult on the Bastion. That's kind of a waste. She should really use it on the Auras. Give a brief thing. Reinhardt ult on the Bastions or the Aura 15s when they're all clumped together. Tracer ult used on only the Aura 15s when you get to the end, unless you're still like going through the entire part. You can use it whenever you want, but always focus the Aura 15s. Torbjorn ult is just good for everything. Make sure you're in a big, like, there's a lot of them coming when you can use your ult, because then you can get a lot of the lower health ones, and then you can worry more about the higher health ones while you're all trying to kill them all. Mercy, again, just stay behind the point. Just try to, the last thing you want is to get killed. That's the last thing you want to get. So you should always just stay behind the point. I cannot stress that enough. Just stay behind the Reinhardt shield. If the Reinhardt's going doing his own thing still, just stay back, heal him from a distance. Just don't do anything else besides that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it gave you some good advice. If you really liked it, make sure you leave a like or you subscribe today, because I am a new channel and I'm really excited to see what can come of it. So yeah, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you later. Peace.
Focus on those OR-14s. They're your first priority. Take them out.
Go! Take out any no-sector troops inside!
Armor here.
Thank you, my friend.